Hello, Joe. I'm Melissa. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Melissa. It's nice to meet you too.
So, before we begin today, I'm going to go over HIPAA with you. Pretty much, HIPAA just means that anything you and I talk about during our session stays between us. Unless I feel that you are going to hurt yourself or others, then I'm obligated to let my manager know.
Okay, fine with that.
So, where would you like to begin today?
Today I'd like to talk about I've been having a lot of stress at work, just not having enough time to take vacation and be able to afford to take vacation.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, it seems that my schedule is very flexible at work, but I never end up having enough money to where I can actually take off of work to take vacation.
Is this something that's a problem with how much you're paid, or do you feel that you're paying too much out in bills, or both, maybe?
Well, I think it has more to do with just making a low wage rather than paying bills and stuff. I tend to like to go camping a lot and go see sights, but lately things have been pretty tight with money, and just can't afford the time to take off of work and miss out on making money rather than just spending it.
And that must be pretty overwhelming for you then, because you don't have a chance to do anything relaxing. You're just kind of stuck at work.
Yes, it tends to be overwhelming not being able to do what I like to do.
Have you thought about anything that you could do? Like look for a different job or.
Well, I've been looking for different jobs, but nothing seems to be as flexible as what I'm doing right now. Even though I'd like to enjoy my summer, I wouldn't have a problem, I guess, with just working. It's stressful not being able to actually go on vacation and do things that you enjoy.
And having a flexible schedule is very important to you then.
Well, in order to go on vacation, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like a factory job, you wouldn't be able to just take off and have vacation. You have to work there for like a year or two before you'd get so many days of vacation.
And where do you work now?
Right now, I'm working at a fast food place.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for a few months now, but the job is low stress. For that aspect, that's nice. It's just a low wage.
Is this something that you would want to pursue as a career, or is this something that it's just kind of a temporary situation in your life?
No, this is just a temporary situation. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do as a career, but being flexible with my family's schedule is pretty important right now.
Right, so you have a family at home then?
Yes, I have a wife and a child. And my wife is going to school right now, so her schedule tends to be taking up more time because she also works. And in that aspect, it's harder for us to take vacations as well because of that.
So is part of the reason that you like to have such a flexible schedule is because of how hectic your wife's schedule is? So you have time with your family?
Well, yes, family is a very important thing, and having a flexible schedule is important because I have a child, and he's always got things going on, and you never know if you need to change your schedule at last minute. But flexible jobs usually don't pay as much.
Okay, so far I've heard that you really do enjoy your job. It's pretty laid back, but you're just not happy with how much pay you're getting. And you really want a flexible schedule because of how hectic your wife's schedule is, and I know it's really important for you to spend time with your family, and you also want to be able to have time to do vacations and everything. Is there anything else why your job is stressing you
No, not really. My job is pretty laid back and relaxing. Everybody's always having a good time. That's just mainly the fact that I don't ever get a chance to do the things that actually make me happy because I either don't have enough money, can't afford to take off of work because I don't have enough money, or because of my wife's schedule. There's just no time to do anything.
other than your job? Are there any other stressors that cause you not be able to take a vacation?
Uh, well, my car usually needs more work. I need to get new tires soon, which that's like $400 right there. So that's another reason why it's stressful that I can't take a vacation. Because in order to drive long distances, I would like to have all new tires, and I would like to have a tune-up, make sure everything is running correctly.
So has your car and financial stress been affecting anything else in your life?
Well, financial stress always affects the home life. Not having enough money always creates problems where there shouldn't be problems. It always creates arguments and bickering and just stress in general for not having enough money for what my family needs or what we would like to have.
So it sounds like that the stress and everything caused from your job, not making enough money, your car, it sounds like that needs some work. And of course, you need money to do that, has been affecting your relationship with your wife. Is that right?
Well, yes, my wife and just family in general. There's a lot of things that I would like to do, like going to visit family that's far away and going to see concerts and things like that. I mean, the car is like the base thing that you need for all of that. And it's hard when you can't rely on your vehicle to go far distances without having problems or just like trust it in general. But if I were to make more money, then that would not solve those problems. But that would still not solve the problem of being able to take vacations and things like that. Just because it's always a battle between time and money.
Well, from what we've talked about so far, I can tell that family is really important to you and that you want to be very involved with your family. You mentioned that your car is part of the reason why you don't see them as much as you want to. Or is your family not close, distance wise?
No, my family is spread out hours away, and it's never easy to go see them with all of our schedules and just not being able to afford the extra $50 in gas to go down for a weekend and see everyone caused a lot of stress in my home life because not being able to be connected with my family causes me stress, which usually uh, ends up me being in like a off attitude, which can affect my relationship with my wife and even my child at times.
Have you discussed with your wife how you're feeling about your job and her schedule?
Yes, I've talked to her multiple times, but nothing really ever seems to change. Her job schedule is kind of crappy because they always tell her one thing and then do another, and she doesn't look for like a different job, even though she says that she hates doing what she's doing and it makes her miserable and unhappy. Which I don't get why she would stay there. But if she would find a different job that had a more stable schedule, it would be a lot easier for us to schedule vacations and things like that.
So if you could change anything about your job situation, your wife's job situation, and the home life, what would you want to see change?
Well, I would like to see most of it changed. My wife's schedule needs to change, my schedule needs to change. But we can't really afford that luxury right now. Because with her going to school, that eats up a lot of our time as it is. And with both of us working, that eats up a lot of time. And the time that we do get to spend together as a family is often short, and we don't really get to do much. So I would have to say I'd pretty much just change everything. Nothing about our schedules works out, and we never have time for ourselves. And when we do end up ever having time, we don't have money to do anything that we want. And I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous trying to juggle all these things and having time to spend with each other.
Well, I can tell that spending time with your wife and the rest of your family is really important to you and that you're very family oriented, which is good. So, do you have any ideas on how to change these things?
Well, obviously, besides looking for new jobs, that would be one thing. But my wife is pretty stubborn, and she doesn't like to listen to my ideas most of the time. But I feel like that's because she feels like she has to be the adult in the house rather than have fun, which causes me a lot of stress because then I always get yelled at about being the fun one. But that's because I make time to do things that I enjoy, and she doesn't make time to do things that she enjoys. Like, I'll go out and hang out with friends or do something, even on days that I work. And she usually thinks that if she works, her whole day is ruined, and she can't do anything to enjoy herself. Which is frustrating because I don't like seeing her upset, and she always seems to be upset because she can't have fun. But I feel that if she took more time for herself and just realized that she needs to enjoy life right now instead of trying to get ahead so she can enjoy life later, she would be a lot less stressed out. Because with that mindset, you're always going to be like, I'll work now and enjoy life later. And by the time you get there, it's going to be too late to enjoy life.
So, from what I'm understanding, you and your wife are somewhat opposites in the aspect of you kind of want to go with the flow, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy life, but your wife seems more uptight and wants to get things done, make sure things are done her way, the correct way. Am I on the right track with that?
Yes, for the most part. She tends to think that everything she does is the right way, rather than being open-minded. And I'm very go with the flow. But I do have a lot of stress because I worry about a lot of things. But she doesn't understand that I may seem like calm and collected on the outside, but I'm always stressed out on the inside. And she just takes that as I'm always relaxed and having a good time. And she gets offended by that because she feels like she doesn't get to do any of that.
So far I've heard from you that you have a job where you're not making as much money as you'd like. You want to be able to take some more vacations to see your family and spend time with your son and your wife also. You and your wife seem to be almost on different pages, so to speak, because you want to be able to enjoy life, while she seems like she has a hectic schedule and wants to get everything done at once. And that's kind of causing you some relationship stress, along with the stress that you're having from not making enough money at work.
Yes, that has a lot to do with everything that we're going through right now. And also, I've been feeling very stressed out lately because I recently lost a very close friend that was my pet for many years. And it's hard losing someone, and that definitely takes a toll on everyone else's relationship to mine. And it's hard to cope with losing such a close friend rather than like being okay with losing my dog. I tend to close myself off or more like push people away just because I'm upset about it. Because nobody else like really understands how I feel. But I don't expect them to understand like how I feel.
Well, I think losing a pet for a lot of people can be hard like that, because it does feel like you're losing your best friend. Many people are very close with their pets, so I don't think that's an abnormal feeling. I think it's something that you have to work through, you know.
Yeah, it's been causing me a lot of stress just because you feel like you have to let go, but at the same time that you don't really want to. Because you never really want to forget them, and it's difficult to kind of process that you're not just gonna forget them, but it's hard when like you see pictures of them a lot and a lot of things remind you of them. Death is a very hard thing to deal with. I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, and every time it seems to get easier, but it's never truly easy.
Do you feel like maybe this is why you feel some of the stress in other areas of your life?
Well, yes, that definitely affects every aspect of my life. Being upset and depressed is something that I've dealt with a lot in my life, and death always makes it much worse. Especially since I have like really bad anxiety. and that always makes it way worse. And I guess just the whole stress with family, money, and on top of my anxiety, everything builds to a point where sometimes you can't control how you feel. But I usually end up dealing with that by just having my own alone time, which is hard on my wife because she doesn't understand that I need time for my own thoughts and emotions to be controlled rather than being close all the time.
So not only are you going through the stress of your relationship with your wife, the relationship you have with your son and the rest of your family, your job, but then you lose a pet also, and that kind of makes you feel sad and depressed. And the people around you are wondering why, but you just need some alone time to collect your thoughts.
Right. And my alone time isn't as efficient as it used to be because I live in the city now. And the one place that I would always go to relax and clear my head is I'd go for a walk in the woods. And there's really nothing around here like that. That you can really be secluded all by yourself and not hear any other noise than the natural sounds.
So after talking with you today, I can realize why it's so important for you to kind of get out on vacation. I know you mentioned that you like the woods and that's where you can clear your head. And I think it is very important for you to have some kind of time alone and with your family, and even to get some camping in, because that's the place where you feel most relaxed, I would say. I think that we made really great progress touching on the subjects that have been causing you anxiety. I do think that there are a lot more things that we can go over and try to come up with some solutions to why you're feeling so stressed and give you tools to release that stress in a positive way. Is there anything that you would like to add before we end our session today?
I feel that we've made progress as well. And it's nice to be able to open up and talk with people as well. And getting someone that understands like why I'm stressed and things like that.
Okay, so for next week when we meet, I think it'd be really beneficial for you to write down a couple things that you would like to do within the next couple months vacation wise. And if you can come up with ways on how you can achieve them, I'd like you to do that too. So our next session we can kind of go over what you'd like to do and how we can go about doing that. Does that sound okay with you?
Yes, I'd enjoy that.
All right. Well, thank you for meeting with me today, and I'll see you next week.
Alright, thanks, Melissa.